You know that feeling when you're trying to get work done, but your phone keeps buzzing with notifications, your friends are texting you, and your brain keeps wandering off to think about all the things you need to do later? Yeah, I've been there too. In fact, I was that guy, constantly distracted, losing control over my habits, and struggling to stay focused. It was like my mind was a battlefield, with millions of thoughts and distractions vying for my attention. As a result, my daily routine was a mess. I'd wake up late, rush through breakfast, and then spend the next few hours scrolling through social media, watching videos and playing video games. I'd promise myself that I'd focus on my work later, but later would always come and go, and I'd end up doing the same thing all over again. It was like I was stuck in a never-ending cycle of procrastination and distraction. But deep down, I knew that I was capable of more. I knew that I had the potential to be productive, focused, and in control of my life. The problem was, I didn't know how to get there. I felt like I was trapped in a prison of my own making, and I didn't know how to escape. It wasn't until I hit rock bottom that I realized I needed to make a change. I was working on a project that was due in a few days, and I still had no idea how I was going to get it done. I was stuck, and I knew that if I didn't do something about it, I'd lose everything. That's when I had an epiphany. I needed to train my mind. Now, I know what you're thinking. Train my mind, that sounds like some new age nonsense. But hear me out. Training your mind is not about becoming a superhuman with superpowers. It's about developing the skills and strategies you need to stay focused, motivated, and in control of your life. And it starts with small daily practices. One of the first things I did was set aside dedicated time for focus sessions. I'd sit down with a cup of coffee, turn off my phone, and work on my project without any distractions. At first, it was tough. My mind would wander, and I'd get frustrated with myself for not being able to concentrate. But I persisted, and slowly but surely, I started to see results. I was able to stay focused for longer periods of time, and my productivity soared. But focus sessions were just the beginning. I also started working on building my self-discipline. I'd set small goals for myself, like exercising for 30 minutes each day, or reading for 20 minutes before bed. And when I achieved those goals, I'd reward myself with something nice. It wasn't about depriving myself of things I enjoyed, but about creating a sense of structure and routine in my life. As I continued to work on my focus and self-discipline, I started to notice a change within myself. I felt more calm, more centered, and more in control of my life. I was no longer a slave to my distractions and procrastination. I was the master of my own destiny. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. It wasn't easy. There were still days when I felt like giving up, when the distractions and temptations seemed too overwhelming to overcome. But I didn't give up. I kept pushing forward, one small step at a time. And that's the key. It's not about making drastic changes overnight. It's about making small, incremental changes that add up over time. It's about building a mindset that is calm, steady, and focused on achieving your goals. So, what can you do to train your mind? It's simple. Start small, set aside dedicated time for focus sessions, and work on building your self-discipline. Create a routine that works for you and stick to it. And most importantly, be patient with yourself. It's a journey, not a destination. In the end, it's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. It's about showing up every day, ready to face the challenges and distractions that come your way. And it's about being willing to learn, to adapt, and to grow. So, if you're ready to take control of your life, to train your mind, and to achieve your goals, then join me on this journey. Let's do this together.